Creating glass effects in UI design has been always choice or preference of great UI designers. But to create a glass-like effect in any design tool was really a challenging thing because we have to stack up a lot of effects together. But now to do that easily in Figma, Figma has given the glass effect out of the box with their recent update. And to access that, make sure you are already subscribed to the channel if not, and then also press that bell icon as well so you will get notified with all our future uploads. Just kidding, you just have to update the Figma application and you should be able to access the glass effect there itself out of box. So let's understand what are the different parameters or the properties of glass effect in Figma. So I already created this, I'll just put it on the side and let's create one frame. You can use any background. By the way, this is a new channel, Dreep Motion ASMR. I'll put that link in the description as well so you can have a look at our 3D simulations created in Blender. Very satisfying videos. We are just started with it and we'll soon add more and more physics simulations on this channel. But yeah, so let's create one blank frame and you can add any color which you want or you can just keep it blank as well. And now just go to the effects, click on this plus button next to the effects. Under the drop shadow, select glass. And now you can see we have applied the glass effect out of the box to this frame within a second or just with a single click. And you would also see that Figma has automatically adjusted the opacity of the color which we have added here to the 10%. You can change that manually if you want to change the look and feel of the glass. You can also change the color of the frame so that the color of the glass is also reflected. So I'll just keep it white for now. And now let's go to the glass properties and understand them. So in the glass property, you can see it is still in the beta mode and you have to update your Figma application to access this property. And here you can see we can adjust the light and angle of the light and the intensity of the light. So from which direction the light is falling on the glass, and that you can simply just drag here and adjust the angle of light. You can do it from here as well manually with the numbers, and here you can adjust the brightness or the intensity of the light. So if I make it 0, then you can see there is no light effect, but if I make it 80% or 100%, you can see the light effect is strongly visible here. Okay, so let's keep it 100% for now. And now you can see there are a couple of properties here: refraction, depth, dissipation, and frost. So what exactly each of these does? Refraction is basically adjust the refractive index of the glass. So refractive index is basically when a light is fall on the glass, how much it bends. This is the refractive index of any material. When a light ray passes through a glass or a translucent material, it bends a little bit, and this is what defined as refractive index of the material, and this is what we can define the refractive angle or the percentage of refraction if you know how much bending of the light we want. So now you can see at the edges of this glass, if I change the refraction, you can see the higher the value, we can see more bending here. You can just look at here, and if I reduce the value, you can see there's no bending of the image or the letters behind this glass because there is no refraction, there is no bending of the light. So this value is basically to adjust the bending of the light, which is called as refraction. Then we have depth. Depth is basically how thick the glass is. So depth of the glass, and depending on the depth of the glass, the light is simulated. And you can see if I change the depth of the glass effect, you can adjust so this is basically thickness or the depth of the glass. And then dissipation is basically when light is passed through a prism like material or a glass like material, light is basically separated into multiple colors, right? So this is what is adjusted by this dissipation. So how much colors or how many colors we want light to be separated. And now if I zoom in a little bit here, and you can see the edge of this P, or whichever alphabet it is, yeah, it is P. So edge of P, you can see this has a rainbow like, or a color which is not exactly white. But if I lower the dye separation, you can call it dye separation. So when I lower the dye separation, you can see this is plain white, but if I increase this value, you can see my light is divided into multiple colors. So this is basically adjusted from here. And now last but not least, frost. Frost basically adjusts how transparent or translucent your glass should be. So if we make it 0, you can see our glass is crystal clear, but if I make it around, let's say 50% or 40%, you can see it is frosted and I'm not able to see what is there in the background. So this is what we adjust with the frost parameter. And guys, make sure when you are using glass effect, it basically adds extra load to your RAM and to your CPU to keep on computing these parameters when you navigate around the frame. And just to save some extra load on your CPU or RAM, what you can do is you can select the glass. Once you are finalized with your effect, you can create a preset of this, and you can create a preset and save it in your design library. But if you don't want a preset, still you just have to define the parameters, apply the effect, and while you are working on other elements, just hide the effect so that whenever you want your final design ready and to be exported or to be shipped, you just have to enable the glass effect, and that will basically save you a lot of memory load on your CPU and GPU. And if you are using multiple glass elements, definitely that is going to be incremental in the load of the computing. So yeah, that's it for the day. Till the next video, keep watching, keep learning, keep designing.